Whenever you are feeling low, whenever you're feeling like defeated, or if you feel as if you keep getting knocked 10 steps back, but you're stuck in this space, I'm about to give you a tip on how you can transform yourself and how you can really come out of that space so that you can thrive and so that you can, I just burnt myself. And so that you can reach a whole nother level, because this has worked for me so many times. This worked for me just recently, and I'm going to keep doing this because this is literally just how you heal. This is literally how you reach that next level in your life. So for a quick little update, yes, I have power again. I got power back Thursday, that same day that I made that super depressing video about me taking my power back. If you didn't look at that one, I would advise you to go and look at that, because I'm really kind of going really deep into my childhood story and my childhood trauma. And that's what really inspired me to make this video today, because I want to show you all that it is possible to heal. It is possible to truly let go of the things that have been weighing on your heart and weighing in your body for entirely too long. So the thing that I did, or the thing that I do when I am feeling low, is I allow myself to be in that space. I allow myself to feel whatever it is that I'm feeling, but I also take the time to transmute some things that I can now see, because I've been in another vibration. So now it's like, now that I'm ready to rise, I'm able to see all of which I've left behind, all of which that I have not transmuted on my own. So I take that time to really reflect on myself and really reflect on my life and how I'm moving and how I speak, how I talk, how I do anything, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I just want to make sure that as I'm going into this next level, as I'm stepping into this newer vibration, that I'm not taking anything that doesn't belong. This time, and I'll just tell you just from a personal standpoint, this time I really had, because I don't want my thing to go off, my alarm. This time I took the time to dive back into my childhood trauma and figure out why I was moving some of the ways that I was moving. Why did I feel like I had to have this significant importance in someone's life? Why do I need that? What is it that I feel like I'm lacking within myself, to the point where I feel like I need certain things to be a certain way? I need for certain things to happen a certain way. I need for things to be, I just need to be in control. Why do I still feel like I need to control? And that could be from people's perception of me, how I perceive other people, or how I perceive my own life. So I went deeper, and that's why I really wanted to go to my family's house. I could have stayed at my house another night without power, but I kept feeling like I was just drawn to go to my hometown. And so when I drove down there, I made the intention that I would go back to the root of things, that I would make sure that whatever it is that I have taken along with me along this journey, I'm going to make sure I leave it here. I'm going to make sure that I take my power back from these situations, from these people, from these heavy emotions that I have not been able to transmute. And when I was feeling like things were I was shifting into a newer vibration, like you kind of have to go low and then you kind of propel forward. So like when you are in those low states, I always ask, what is it that I'm still holding on to that I need to let go of? What is it that I'm just carrying around with me that's going to hold me back from this level that I'm trying to reach, or from the next level that I'm going into? Why am I like in limbo, kind of, if you will? So as I was asking those questions, really in a vulnerable state when I'm asking these questions, because when you are in a vulnerable state and you're asking God, or whoever you subscribe to, honey, whatever it is that you need to do next, or whatever it is that you don't need to do, whatever you're asking for, guidance or whatever, when you are asking for those things, you are in that vulnerable state. When you come out of that, it's almost like it not instantly comes, but it comes in a way like that literally you cannot miss. And you always have to say that when you are asking for guidance. How can I transmute whatever this is, or how can this be shown to me in a way that I can't miss, so that I am able to transmute that energy into something that I can use? Because now is how I'm moving is not useful to me. How I'm doing things is not useful to me. How I'm doing things, how I'm thinking, everything, it's just not useful to the next level. So when I asked that question, when I prayed that prayer, so many different things kept coming up for me, like forgiveness. I also made a video about forgiveness. And then once I dug deep into that rabbit hole, I kind of got to the root. And, I was telling you guys about the meditation that I did. So, like, this was a really powerful meditation, because I feel like that was the origin of how I even got to the root, like physically, because in the meditation I envisioned myself pulling the root from the ground and replanting a new seed. So visually I did that energetically, but it was just something that I physically had to do. I had to physically take my power back so that God can have vengeance on those who tried to harm me. Because when you are not able to forgive, when you're not strong enough, okay, and I'm just being honest, when you're not strong enough to take your power back, because I wasn't strong enough to take my power back, so I carried it around. I carried around my own vengeance for so long, to the point where God couldn't do what he needed to do in these people's lives and in these situations that were sent to destroy me. And I'm not saying that God is just going to strike everybody down, whoever did me wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm saying God knows the ones that really had a villain role in my life, and that's just all I'm going to say. But I don't wish ill upon anybody, so don't ever think that. I would never do that. But karma comes around. What goes around comes around. So I feel like with me taking my power back from those situations, from those people who tried to steal from me and take from me for so long, now that I do have my power back, I feel like I'm able to now move to the next level. So how I got my power back was me going to the root. But how I got my power back was me going within and asking for the guidance to be able to move on. I'm telling you guys, like, I already told you the story. Like, this is literally a whole story of me transmuting this energy. So if you haven't been tuned in, go and watch the last couple of episodes, because it really leads up to what I'm talking about right now. So with that, when I said the prayer, then I dreamed the dreams, then I woke up and I saw the meditation and all the things that happened during the meditation that I talked about on that video, and I'll put it up there somewhere. And then now, where I'm in my hometown, actually digging up the root. So I'm going to tell you a quick little story, because it's all just full circle to me. So I'm watching My Hero Academia. It's an anime, and on the anime, you have a shy, timid kid. At first, he knew how to stand up for himself. He knew his power, but then it was stripped away by someone who was a villain to him, who couldn't handle his power, and he didn't know his power. And then he ran into someone who gave him his power. Like, they all have quirks or whatever, and if you didn't have a quirk, you were considered, I guess, lame in a sort of sense, in a lack of way to explain what I'm trying to say. But then after he got his quirk, it wasn't he wasn't born with it, but in a sense he was born with it. But because he put quirks on the pedestal, he was unable to see that he already had the quirk, which was to actually be a hero. Because a lot of those people had quirks, but they didn't actually want to be a hero. But he did, but he didn't have the quirk. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that because he went back to the root, And that was just a climax of the story, where he went back to the root of where he first gained the power, and he remembered everything that happened. He just gained this newfound sense of power within himself, and it was just such a beautiful moment to witness. And I feel like I can relate to that. And it was crazy because that day, before I even watched this particular episode, that was the same day that I went to the root, and I realized that this is where I left my power. This is where it all began. This is the root of everything that was me, that I was carrying around. So as I went to the root and I'm ripping it up and I'm taking my power back in this place, I came home and then I saw that episode. And that's just how I know that God speaks to me. The universe speaks to me. And I don't know if y'all like, I really don't give a fuck what y'all think, honestly. But just me going to the root of that and taking my power back just really like put me in a whole new vibration. And I can't even explain it. I can't even explain it, but it'll show itself at some point. But I say all that to say, heal yourself, y'all. Like, take the time to reflect when you are in those low lows, to see what it is that you're still holding on to, because you're in this low space for a reason. You're in this low space so that you can transmute this energy into something that you can use, that can be useful to you in your purpose, that can be useful to you in your business, that can be useful to you in serving humanity, serving yourself, doing yourself a service by taking your power back and by truly understanding your power and harboring it and embodying it and really using it to be good in the world, you know? And it's like a lot of us are held back because we have allowed for so many people to come along in our lives and take from us and steal from us. And, you know, there's a lot of kleptomaniacs, but people would not deem them as one because they haven't physically stolen anything. But there are ones that mentally steal from you, that emotionally steals from you, that spiritually steals from you. And they will strip you to your biggest power. Your biggest power is what they feed off of. My sense of self, my sense of knowing who I am enough. My sense of knowing who I am was stripped from me because that was my biggest power. My sense of self. For me. But you have to know what your power is. You have to know who you are so that you can know what was stripped from you, what was stolen from you, what has been taken from you your whole entire life. And take that shit back because it's yours. It's not them. It's not for them. It's not for them. Okay? And if you need help transmuting your shadow, integrating your shadow, I offer one-on-one courses that will help you to identify what it is that you're still holding on to in this life, what it is that you need to let go of so that you can reach the next level and so that you can become the best version of yourself. So if you want to work with me one-on-one, DM me or hit me in my emails that I'm going to put down in the description box. And I'll put my Instagram in the description box as well. So I think that's where we're going to end it today. I pray that this message received you well. If you love what I had to say, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you, everybody who is always here and always rocking with me, because if you rock with me, I rock with you. So I pray that you guys have the most amazing day ever, and I will see you in the next one.